Brian Windhorst joins us now live from Boston. And Brian, we've seen this Golden State team where they just roll you, right? And it looked like maybe that was going to happen in the third. But then, as Tim Legler said, and I'm sure you saw, it looked like they just kind of ran out of gas. And largely, Boston physically dominated this game. I just wonder what your reaction was to seeing the way Boston went about its business.
I've seen it 3 straight series now, Scott. I saw it against Milwaukee and Miami and now Golden State. The Celtics are just big and they're athletic. And Ime Udoka had a choice. You know, they were having a real hard time handling Steph Curry in the pick and roll yet again. And Al Horford was having trouble there. And he could have stayed small or tried to, change up the matchups. And instead, he knows his team. He went back big. And I know it's very hard to say that in a game where 3 guys scored 20 points, Tatum, Brown, and Smart, that the most important player could have been not one of them. But Robert Williams was just so important in the fourth quarter of this game. He got up on top of Steph in those pick and rolls and smothered him and just cut off his space. And that really stymied the Warriors. And the Warriors, as you mentioned, look small. And their offense is disrupted by the switchability and the athleticism on the Celtics. And, what you see is what we've seen for 6 weeks now, the bigger, more athletic team taking a game against a really good team. Here we go again.
Yeah, we're supposed to catch up with Jason Tatum. I have a Robert Williams question because our eyes are drawn to the stars, right? But the impact that he has is so significant, and it was clear in this game. Now, you mentioned Steph. Brian, we've seen many versions of Steph in NBA Finals. What version is this one in your belief?
So I kind of think where I'm at here is I'm watching for the first time Steph Curry being the best player in the series that's on the lesser team. And it's not lesser by a lot, but I think the Warriors are the underdog here going forward. This was the role, and I know people will mock me for invoking LeBron James' name, but this is the role that LeBron James had against Steph over and over and over. In 2019, he still had the better team, but his team got injured. Steph was always on the better team, and he had the advantage. He is at a disadvantage right now, and it is now on him to rise up, to carry his team, and he's doing great. He played great in this game. He is having an excellent series. But this is going to be the question. Can he elevate a team up to more than they actually are? That's what, to me, I think the next couple of games are going to be about.
Last quick one here, Brian. And I mentioned this with Stephen A. Smith earlier. Analytically, like Basketball Power Index and 538, I mean, they like Boston in this series. This is an incredibly small sample size. It's 3 games. But would you contend that what we've seen in these 3 games are the reason that these analytics love Boston, what's being clearly demonstrated in the 3 games?
I mean, I just think if Boston doesn't hand the ball to the Warriors or doesn't hand the ball to the opponent, I think they're the better team. I think they're the best team in the league. And here we are. Again, they keep their turnovers under 15. They're 13-2 when they do that in the playoffs. Yep. Jason Tatum has over 7 assists. They're 18-2 when that happens, and they're 15 in a row. It's kind of mathematic at this point. I don't even need to watch Game 4. Just hand me the box score in the third quarter. Show me where those turnovers and those Tatum assists are, and I'll predict what's going to happen. And that's the way it's been for the Celtics. It's been more about them when they lose than the other team, and that's why I kind of feel like they've got the edge here. But they're just undisciplined enough and just young enough that they, will give it to you if you let them. And so that's what the Warriors have to try to make happen.
Yeah, and listen, I give you all the credit because going back to that Milwaukee series, you're like, look, this Boston team's a championship team. And, they're 2 wins away, and there'll be 2 difficult wins to get, but they certainly look the part. Brian, as always, your time's appreciated, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.